Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video I'm going to outline my experience to date with the American-based Hot Toys official retailer Sideshow. Let's get started. So if you're watching this video, there's a very high chance that you're a 1/6 scale collector, and also a very high chance that you've heard of Sideshow Collectibles. So these are the official distributors. They're an American-based company. They're the official distributor for Hot Toys. So they're actually the official distributor for North America and Europe. And what that means is basically they're licensed to sell and distribute and trade Hot Toys products. So if you're gonna buy one of these products, chances are you bought from Sideshow or you bought from like a Hong Kong reseller. So these are the companies that kind of just buy the figures and then they resell them, as the name suggests. Or maybe you bought from a company that was a European-based company, or a North American-based company that also gets their products from the official distributor, Sideshow. So this is not going, I'm not going to trash Sideshow because I still actually use them, and I'm also not going to sit here and endorse them either. So it's like similar to the video that I did about Toys Wonderland, which is definitely a more divisive, emotive, spicier topic. I try to put forward a balanced review. I want it fair, I want to address the pros and cons, but also it's based on my experience, and my experience is different to basically everyone else's experience, maybe using Sideshow. So like, my experience is unique to me, maybe not different, but unique to me, we'll say, and then your experience will be unique to you. And a person buying in California or buying in, from France or, whatever, all the experience will be different. So that's the first thing. This is my own experience, my own thoughts and pros and cons. I'm going to try and keep it very, very balanced. And also that this is not secondhand information. Like, I'm not going to factor in things that I've heard on read on a Facebook group or on a comment section or something that I'm not going to, outline another YouTuber's experience, because that's not fair. Like, I have to almost treat it from kind of like an objective viewpoint, and almost scientific anyway. So I have taken notes on my phone, similar to the video that I did, because I did one of these videos based on my Toys Wonderland experience, and tried to put across a kind of a fair, objective, balanced video where I outlined the pros and the cons based on my own experience. So now I'm going to do the same thing with Sideshow. So again, this is like, this is all one take. I'm not going to reshoot this or anything, although my camera kind of shuts off after 10 minutes, so I might have to do 2 parts, but we'll see how long this takes. Right, just going to go to my notes. First of all, thanks very much to anyone who has liked any of the videos, watched any of the videos, subscribed to the channel. We're on 853 subs at the moment. So if you like this kind of content, maybe you'll consider clicking that subscribe button. And if you don't, then don't. So I've outlined who they are. Everyone knows Sideshow. They're the official distributor for Hot Toys, for North America and Europe. And they don't make Hot Toys. They're a different company. I think a lot of people have that confusion. Sideshow do make their own statues and they do make their own figures, but Hot Toys, completely different company. They're definitely a higher quality in my own opinion, but Sideshow are the official distributor for them. So that's the first thing. How often do I use them? I think the best way, I still do actually use them, but I'm really using them less and less and less. And as the video goes on, you'll see why, and I'll explain why. Because for me, it's all about the value, and unfortunately, I don't think the value is there with Sideshow. And I will outline my own context so you get an idea of why I have that opinion and why I think that. So how often do I use them? I think the best way of explaining this is just outline how many figures I bought from them. So in total, I've had 24 orders with them, 22 figures, which would be 21 1/6 scale and then 1 1/4 scale Hot Toys. So 22, and they're all in my house now. I have taken them in. So 22 orders that have been completed. Actually, it's 21 because the assault troopers on the way, so that would make it 22, but I'm sure that's going to go according to plan. And then that leaves me with the other 2 to make up the 24 orders, and the other 2 are pre-orders. So there's 21 in my possession at the moment. 1 is in transit, that's 22, and then the last 2 orders there are pre-orders. That's the 1/4 scale Dark Knight from the Dark Knight trilogy, and Cable. Yeah, we don't talk about Cable. So that gives you an idea that I have a lot of experience dealing with them. That's my point, because there'd be no point in me like not using them or using them once or twice and then kind of, you know, not that it's a judgment, but giving an account. I have to, you know, I'm a fairly seasoned collector. I've been collecting since like 2009 and started dealing with Sideshow 2000 and I think maybe 17 was my first order with them. So I've outlined the pre-orders there. So the next thing I'm going to move on to, I'm going to just dive straight into pros and cons because I don't want to be taking up too much of your time. So I'm going to dive into the, I'll start off with the pros, we'll keep it positive. So, I find their website quite good. I find it quite user-friendly. It's not perfect, but like when I go on it, I like the layout of it. Aesthetically, it's easy to navigate. I like the layout of it. I like the filtering options. Yeah, I don't really have any problem with their website. However, certain things are kind of silly on it. Like if I find that, remember the other day I was looking for images of the Black Widow from the Solo movie, so I went on, typed in Black Widow, and it's like the suggestions that came up, it was like Yelena was there, and I think maybe Taskmaster might have been there, but you know, surely Black Widow from the Black Widow movie should have been there, you know, straight away. So I had to use some filters then to find the one I wanted. I found that a bit, sometimes there's silly things. It's a good website, I like the layout, I do like the aesthetics of it, 90% of the time it does the job, but a few little tweaks there, I find that a bit strange with their search engine. But look, not a deal breaker. So the next thing then, their rewards points. So every time you buy with them, you every few dollars you spend, you get some points, which is great because then those points can be applied to future orders, and that's what of course keeps bringing you back. And I think a lot of people like saying that, oh, I'm not using Sideshow anymore, it's kind of like running away from home. You're just doing it for attention, and we all know you'll be back. And I've done it myself as well, but however, I am, you know, really laddering out. I've got like 2 pre-orders left, and I've really whittled that down. I don't really, long term, the exception, unless I have like a bundle of points, which I probably won't if I stop using them, I don't see myself using Sideshow long term, and we'll get to that. So, but the rewards points, you know, basically, if you are loyal to them, which I'm not, and you use them regularly, which in the future I don't see myself doing, but in the past I have, you build up points. Like the, you can't see it, yeah, I think it's over this shoulder. Yeah, here, that's the Mark 47. I got that more or less entirely with points, okay, that I built up over those like 24 orders. So yeah, the reward system, you spend with them, they give you points, you can apply them to future orders, and I think that's a nice gesture, but it's obvious to keep you back in. Sometimes they'll throw you these promo codes as well, like you'll order a figure when it ships or something like that, you give it like a $25 promo code. I think they've reduced that now, but and they have to, they're time sensitive as well, so you can't just use them forever or whatever, so that's separate. It's not like a rewards point, it's like a code, and sometimes it can be applied to only certain orders, but still $25 if you use them a lot. They also hold events. Now, their events, they might hold them for a week, and they realistically, we all know, we've seen them, they could realistically, you know, get these events done where they kind of showcase some exclusives and showcase, you know, figures that are on pre-order and stuff like that. They could really whittle this stuff down to 1, maybe 2 days max, but they tend to show the same thing over and over again. However, during these events, they do a lot of giveaways, and they don't have to do that, so, you know, fair enough. However, the giveaways are US only, so that's kind of absolutely useless to me based in Ireland, or if you're based anywhere else besides America, which doesn't seem fair, seeing as they're the American official distributor for America. It's North America and Europe. However, I think that's to do with US giveaway laws, so their hands are probably tied there, in fairness to them. But they do, I've got a lot of codes. I've watched those live streams in the past where they used to give out a code, and then all you have to do is type that code into your profile, and it's like $5, $10, you know, $15, whatever. They didn't have to do that, and I got that Mark 47. That's pretty much how I got that, a combination of rewards points from actually making orders with them, and then from giveaways. Like I built up like well over $100. That's free money with them, but they tend to have stopped doing that. I think they maybe got sick of people giving out, they used to call them code cards or something like that. People just watching for the code and stuff like that, where, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I could see how that would irritate them, but yeah, I don't think they're doing as much of that. But they do these little games sometimes during these events. They have this like, you know, like search Sideshow, and all you have to do is go play a game, and if you complete the game, you get like $5 or $10 codes. So again, they're essentially rewarding you for staying loyal to them. But that only really works if you're a very, very loyal Sideshow customer and you're willing to put in the effort. But then again, I'm trying to be balanced here. It's essentially free money, but you really have to be kind of tied to them, make a lot of orders to build up those rewards. So just to summarize that, really, you can earn points from different ways. by buying with them. For every dollar you spend, whatever, they give you a certain amount of points, and they add them on, I think it's like 40 days after your item is shipped. So if I order something that's in stock today and it ships today, then in 40 days time after that, those points that I earned from making that purchase will be applied to my profile, and then I can use them. They're spendable then. Another way then is like by getting codes that sometimes they give away in their live show for special events, like I don't know, Sideshow Comic Con, or you know, their Halloween events, or maybe Christmas events, or whatever. And then sometimes they give actual promo codes as well, and they can all be used then to reduce the cost of items you're looking for. So that's another positive in fairness to them. Their live chat option, I do find their customer service quite well. And that's probably their trump card, really. There's a bit of safety associated with buying with Sideshow. However, I have heard that like people who ordered figures, say people from Australia who have used Sideshow and order figures from Sideshow that contain those batteries, they basically just got an email saying, yeah, we have to cancel your order. Whereas other companies have offered to take the batteries out and then ship them, because it's new law where these kind of, I suppose, button batteries or like a watch style batteries, the small batteries found in Iron Man and stuff like that, they're not allowed to be imported into Australia, new government laws. So certain Hong Kong based resellers have offered simply to remove those button batteries and then ship the item to Australia. So they'll, you know, get through customs, no problem. But Sideshow just cancelled all their orders apparently. So yeah, that's something they might want to look into. However, my own personal dealings with customer service with Sideshow have been quite good. For example, the live chat option, if I'm, you know, let's say if you're, I don't know, wondering where your end game cap is, or your Ahsoka still, you go into the live chat, you say hello, you quote your order number, and in fairness to them, they're always very polite, they're, you know, very helpful. You might get the answers you want because, you know, if they haven't received the item, I mean, like, that's not the fault of the person on the other end of the customer service live chat, but you know, they're usually very helpful. They, as best they can, outline, in my own experience, maybe your experience is different. If it is, let me know in the comment section down below. They're usually quite helpful to explain, you know, when things are going to come in and stuff like that. So yeah, I find their customer service good. Also, I received a Stormtrooper. It's just above me there. Where is it? Up here. That's just your original trilogy Stormtrooper, just a basic white Stormtrooper, classic Stormtrooper. I bought it from Sideshow. When it came, it said Sith Trooper on the little plate on the stands that I don't typically use. I did at the time, I don't anymore. I emailed them and they said, yeah, that's no problem, just take a photo of it, send it to us, and like literally 3 days later, no questions asked. They didn't, you know, ask me to pay shipping or anything like that. It just arrived in the post and I took off the old one, put on the new one, problem solved. Another time, again, the Mark 47, which is, ooh, it's here. Mark 47, it's kind of infamous for its little batteries. The glue is very weak, and sorry, the little magnets on the swap out parts, the magnets are very weak. Not the magnets are weak, the magnets are fine. It's the glue that stick the magnets to the plastic swap out pieces. When I got it, like 2 of them had been basically removed, and I got onto customer service, same thing, take a photo, and they, no questions asked, send me out the replacement parts. So you're not going to get that, I don't think, with a lot of I can't really, maybe you are going to get that with other retailers, maybe official ones that are bought through Sideshow. Not sure if you're going to get it with a Hong Kong based reseller, or would you get it on someone on eBay? Probably not. So I think it's fair to say that that is definitely a positive of ordering with Sideshow. So they're pretty much the positives. The customer service in general, the replacement parts, and there's damaged parts, how they deal with that. I do actually quite like that. I find the people who work for Sideshow generally quite helpful in my own experience. And the reward points is pretty good, but like I said, I've only 2 orders left, and I don't see myself using them they're not going to be my primary retailer. Yeah, so doesn't really affect me anymore, really, those points and stuff. Now the cons. The main reason I don't buy with Sideshow is because there's much better value elsewhere. That is a fact. Like if you take Toys Wonderland this week, they're dropping down Troopers to $100. Now, I'm a Trooper collector, that appeals to me, maybe it doesn't appeal to you. At the same time, I understand their shipping costs are higher. I'm not going to talk too much about them at the moment because I did a video on that. But my point is, whether you're not, if you aren't going with Sideshow, there are better options. Like Toys Buying Agent, they're fantastic. Their shipping is quite cheap. A lot of the time you don't get cost for customs. You know, if you're in the EU or if you're in Ireland or England, we have like, you know, these import charges. I think in Ireland it's about 30% of the value of your item that you order. So basically when it crosses our border, you've already paid for the item, you've already paid for your shipping, but bang, you get another like 30%. Just to put it into context, Snowspeeder Luke above me, standard 6 scale figure, cost me $50 to get from Sideshow. I did actually go with Sideshow in that, and I got a €90, yes, 90, that's nearly $100 customs import charge. In the meantime, I did a review for Lion Rock Toys. They sent on their Hong Kong based reseller. They offer free worldwide shipping. It factors into the cost. The total cost you see in their site is inclusive of shipping. They sent me to Transport Trooper and I didn't get any customs charges. Nothing. So that's a major game changer for me living in Ireland. Maybe it doesn't affect you. So there's better value deals elsewhere. I have found the same exact items and figures cheaper. I've also found there is better shipping out there, cheaper options as well. Like Tim Cent or Toys Buying Agent, $20. Lion Rock Toys, free. Even though they factor the worldwide shipping into their cost, you know what I mean. You're not going to spend, like that cost me $50. Like it used to be $40 for a standard 6 scale. Luke Skywalker, Snowspeeder Pilot, last time I checked, standard 6 scale figure. $50 it cost me to get from Sideshow. I know they're not the same distances, but in fairness, like China is, I don't know the exact mileage or distance between right now where I am and China and right now where I am and Sideshow, but they're both like, you know, very far away. Like, you know, I don't know the exact, I should have actually checked it out, the distances. I might make a comment on this video and just explain that. But yeah, the shipping tends to be cheaper with some Hong Kong based resellers. The customs, because Sideshow are an official company and they have to do things by the books, they have to declare the true value, which means you get stung by customs. Again, that's not necessarily Sideshow's fault, that's Sideshow doing their job correctly and making sure everything's above board. Some Hong Kong based resellers mark values down, so you either don't have to pay any customs charges because they're kind of doing things a bit like, I know you can call it shady or whatever, but I don't care, it saves me a lot of money. Second thing, sometimes they mark values down so you pay a lot less. That is a game changer for living in Ireland. It's a game changer if you're living in the UK, and anywhere else basically you have to pay import charges. So it's another reason that there's better value for me. It makes sense for me to go with someone else. Next thing, what am I looking for? Yeah, Sideshow, sometimes I had 2 orders with them that were in stock and they refused to put them in the same box, or you know, I wanted to save on shipping costs, whatever. They charge $40 per each figure. They wouldn't entertain the thought of shipping together in one box. Again, maybe they don't have the option because they go with DHL or something like that, and I presume the shipping cost is based on volume and weight, but it just seems a bit like ridiculous. Like, you just put them in the same box, so there's one box outside my house or instead of 2. So look, they're pretty much, that's my summary of my experience with Sideshow to date. Long term, no, I don't see myself continuing to go with them simply because there is better value elsewhere. I can find the items cheaper, I can get them shipped cheaper, and you know, some companies like Lion Rock Toys, they ship stuff to me and I don't get stung for any customs, which is a major game changer. However, there's always a risk. Maybe by saving money, you're taking a bit more of a risk. Things mightn't be insured, or you know, maybe you have to wait a bit longer. But for me, it just comes down to that value, and I appreciate the value of money, and you know, no one else is going to go to work and earn money for me, so therefore it just suits me to take that little bit of a risk and get things significantly cheaper. But in the upsize, customer service from Sideshow, yeah, in general, it's pretty good. The rewards points kind of system are very good. They do a lot of free giveaways that they don't have to, but long term, I think after these 2 pre-orders, barring maybe clearing the rest of those points on one item, I'm pretty much done with Sideshow. Anyway, I hope I was balanced with that. There's definitely pros and cons to them. I definitely, you know, I probably had more positive to say to them than negative, but for me it comes down to the value and, you know, not paying those customs charges, but I understand their hands are probably tied with that. So look, if you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Let me know, A, do you use Sideshow, and B, like, are you happy with them? What's your experience been with them? Or even like outline who's your go-to Hot Toys reseller. You can also follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. And that's pretty much it. See you in the next one. Good luck.